I asked for an Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey, and they gave me a juice cocktail Arizona.
Hmm.
I don't. It's not as good.
Really?
It's definitely not as good. No.
Like why is it not as good? Is it just like
It like like when you'd get like a fruit cup and there'd be a lot of juice in it, and you take it and you bring it back from the lunch line, you'd sit down and you would drink it, and
mm,
it's like, this is all right, but like it's lacking like a little bit of punch.
mhm.
That's what it tastes like. It's that. It's the juice out of a school fruit cup is what I'm drinking right now.
No.
And I don't love it.
It's good in
okay.
school, but it's not now. As an adult.
hmm
Yeah.
I just ate it with pasta, and I was like, I would rather just not. It's
Die.
fine. It's fine, right? Like
Mm.
it's totally serviceable,
Mm.
but I would not choose it again personally.
That's understandable.
That's a good gas station drink though. Is that green tea with ginseng and honey? That's a top tick. That's a top tier pick gas station drink.
It's up here.
Like it's below every energy drink that I like, but what's like you're on a road trip, you're kind of like making your first stop for gas. You're getting a little hungry, but you don't want to stop for food. What's the snack? What are we getting?
Like in the gas station?
Yeah.
So, it's tough.
And like you're going to like a nicer one. Not like you're not going to like a Wawa, you're not going to like a, you're not going to what's the Buc-ee's, you're not going to a Buc-ee's, but you're like at
Going to
like
a truck
decent...
stop? Like a Love's or a Pilot?
Yeah,
like a bigger...
yeah, you're at a Love's.
Like
you're
there's more options.
Mm-hmm.
There's more options than like a Speedway or a racetrack or a Circle K.
Right. You show up to the Love's,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, man, I need some food.
Mm.
It can be anything. It can be like stuff from like the little rollers, or you can get, like the Love's near me has like a fruit bar kind of thing.
That's
But it's
cool.
all like in cups or something.
Yeah.
Like there's like a lot of fruit and veg there. It's pretty nice. I've gotten grapes from there before. It's delicious.
So we don't have a lot of like nice like of those around here. So this is like I don't want to cop out on this answer though.
Sounds like you're going to,
but
okay.
Probably like the hot dogs off the roller, like those hot dogs.
Really?
They taste, I don't know, they taste really good. It's probably all the chemicals they're putting in them, you know?
I was gonna say
it's probably
there's no way those are even
not,
30% meat.
They're not good for you.
Yeah.
So there's that. Like candy, I've always been a Skittles guy.
Skittles is good. Skittles, plain Skittles is an underrated candy.
Yeah, you just pop them in your mouth while you're driving, you know?
Mm-hmm. Take the bag, just like,
yeah,
drop a little bit in.
Tear a little ear off.
Yep,
right?
Exactly. We love that for Skittles. M&Ms are okay too, but I feel like M&Ms are a little more dangerous because they melt.
They melt in your mouth, not in your hand, because of their hard exterior shell.
Anyway, I feel like if I'm getting a snack, I'm getting like those little Airheads bites in the plastic bag. They kind of taste like plastic, but I kind of love them. I'm getting those. I'm getting a Celsius for the drive. Probably right now a Fiji apple pear Celsius. And then a bag of chips, but kind of depends on the chips. On the mood, Sometimes I'm in the mood for Funyuns.
I don't like Funyuns.
It's usually Funyuns, Doritos, and if I'm feeling froggy, salt and vinegar chips.
Ooh.
Big salt and vinegar fan. If I know that I'm almost done with the drive, I'll get a chocolate milk. You can figure out why.
I'm a big like drink wise, and I haven't had one.
I bet you like slushies.
No, I don't like. So here's the thing: I don't like slushies, but I like ices. Or Slurpees.
Oh my god, it's the same thing.
No, it's not, because the slushie's wet.
They both are.
The slushie is like
You're gonna
watery.
Tell me one's dry.
Well, okay, so like the last time I had a slushie, I threw up after it. So like, and that was like 15 years ago.
So are you sure? Maybe you just weren't deranged.
No, because I remember it. So
That's dreadful.
Yeah, so no slushies. Because like
What the
slushies too,
hell?
you can only get like blue raspberry or cherry most of the time, and those are I don't like those flavors. For like an
I
icy,
guess.
you got some options. You got like obviously you got your Coke and your Mountain Dew. They're always all reliable right there. But you can get like bubble gum. There's some like orange ones. I've seen Sprite at a couple gas stations.
Yeah, I guess, man.
It's because it's not it's more ice. Ice like it's more congealed isn't the right word, but that's the only thing that's coming to mind.
Yeah,
like
man.
a slushy's really wet. Just wet.
I don't know if I particularly agree. They're pretty interchangeable for me. But I will say when I do get an icy, I guess it is, I am always mixing flavors.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. That is necessary.
Only time I won't mix the flavors if I have like ices are really good when you have like a sore throat or you're like you're sick. That's the only time I won't mix flavors because I swear to God, Coke is the best one for a sore throat.
I'll have to try that.
Oh,
that's probably pretty good.
That's like the only time I won't mix it because then it's like, oh, this is medicine, so I shouldn't be having fun, because medicine isn't fun.
Interesting. It's an interesting thought process, but I mean, I understand.
My brain's dumb.
Get my water's over there. I gotta grab that in a second. I'm dying. This juice cocktail's not doing it. It is not a refreshing, nice.
That Arizona juice cocktail.
I do not.
Was it 99 cents?
Cocktail. Let's see. I think so. Probably. Who cares? It doesn't taste very good. It tastes like it should be like I should get paid to drink it.
Oh God.
Again, it doesn't taste bad. It's just not refreshing. It doesn't go down smooth. That tea with the ginseng and honey, that honey, coats the throat.
Okay.
On the way down.
Yeah. But
this is the gas station podcast.
Yep. Where we talk all things gas stations.
Yep. You don't have gate gas stations up there, do you? Do you?
Have what?
Gate gas stations?
Is that like a chain?
Yeah.
No.
They're everywhere down here. They're everywhere.
I don't even remember seeing one last time I was down there.
Gate gas station. No, man, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Down here. Let's see. How far?
Do you have the come and goes? Down there?
I don't think so. If we do, there aren't many. Yeah, the furthest north gate is in South Carolina. So that'll do it. Wait, no, I lied. It's in North Carolina. Still not very close to you.
No.
But
come and go.
Man, I haven't. I think there's a come and go maybe.
Like we don't have those in Michigan, but like in Indiana, I see them. So.
Right. There's a bunch of other like the regional gas stations are so weird to me. Just be one thing. Shut up.
Like y'all got Speedway down there now, right?
Oh, we've had Speedway.
Yeah.
I have a Speedway rewards card.
Heck yeah.
Love that thing, man.
Shout out to 7-Eleven because they bought Speedway.
If that means I can use it at 7-Elevens, that rocks, okay?
I don't know if you can or not, because 7-Elevens also has their own rewards.
Okay. All right. Whatever, man. I like it, so. Are there come and goes near me? I'm trying to find a come and go. But their website kind of sucks, so they'll never sponsor this podcast, but that's fine. Build a better website, idiots. This don't go to come and go. They have a terrible website. It's telling me that all the come and goes are in Oklahoma. Anyway, we went cup racing at Nashville.
Oh, no, wait, hold on. I got one more thing.
What? Okay.
It is June the 26th, 2023. We're recording this episode. You're going to hear it tomorrow on the 27th, most likely. So for you listening out there, a very happy belated birthday to our co-hostess with the mostest.
Oh my God, that's correct.
Matthew Steelman. It's his birthday.
Matthew Steelman.
He's not here.
Oh my God, I meant to wish him happy birthday when I got home, but I didn't have a lot of time. I did a race, and happy birthday, man. hope your bike stuff is cool. We're going to have 2 weeks worth of bike stuff to catch up on.
3.
Because he's not here. 3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No.
What are we going to do? No cold open. Let's just start a whole new podcast.
Honestly, we're gonna have our JTN podcast network, okay? We're gonna have this Fake Racers podcast. Whenever, and Matt, I'm not supposed to talk ill of someone on their birthday, but whenever we get disqualified, episode 4, whenever that is.
Yeah, that's
it's only Matt's.
The lost episode.
Only Matt's. Is there an episode 4 out there that was recorded, or just a script? I'm not privy to these things.
Del, I can't give you
Bristol's like, Joe, you're not allowed to work on the other podcasts. You're only allowed Fake Racers right now. And
I agree with Bristol.
I'm like, Bristol, we got Oofsides.
Okay, disqualified is whatever. Oofsides is rough.
That's a mess.
They have every episode recorded. They're all 4 hours long and they don't exist. But they do. Which is just nuts. They sit there and they talk about football and they record it and they're just like, all right, see you guys next week.
If anyone wants something to add to their resume that I can't pay you for, Oofsides, we're looking for a producer. Email us, jotonetwork@gmail.com. All right.
just someone to keep them moving. Keep it under an hour.
Not even that. Just someone to publish this stuff. It's just sitting there.
And from what I hear, it's not a bad show.
No, it's
they just
good.
Don't post it.
Yeah, because you got talented people. You got really smart, big brain people on there. You know,
football people.
Yeah.
Got to get the betting podcast going.
Yeah, Weaver and we've been talking about it. Kind of gone cold.
If I could bet, I would get in on it, but I can't.
Well, I mean, Weaver's in the same state as you.
But Weaver has more experience betting. I think still. I haven't bet anything in my life.
I know, but you've been listening to the Choppa, you know?
I've been listening. Hey, listen. I'm all about some lawn chairs. Yeah. Okay? Denny Hamlin, he's that guy.
Denny the lawn chair Hamlin.
I just want to be able to throw numbers and nicknames out there.
I mean,
I want to call Weaver Hambone.
Is that going to be his nickname?
Weaver's Hambone.
He's Hambone? Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll remember that.
You're Curly Q.
Okay.
You didn't like that.
I don't know what that means.
You got curly hair.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm eating Cheerios too, by the way, folks. You're heart healthy.
That's relevant.
Cheerios.
What's my nickname that I gave myself in the USRL Discord is Whooptone. Mine is Whooptone.
Why is that?
Call me Whooptone.
Why is that?
Find out on the betting podcast.
Bring you in just for that one time. So we're talking about that. I was just talking about I want to do a college football podcast. But this whole tangent started with again, happy birthday, Mr. Matthew Steelman.
Correct.
2 years to the date that Alex Bowman won on his birthday at Pocono. Wish it was me. Anyways, I'm Joe. That's Davey, by the way.
It's me.
We need an
Matt's
intro.
Not here in case you couldn't figure it out.
In case you couldn't figure it out,
That's
that we're
not
going
just
on.
Quiet.
We're going on these tangents instead of those tangents. You know.
Yeah, we got Curly Q and Whooptone coming at you.
But the NASCAR Cup Series, as Davey was saying, because I'm not going to call you Whooptone on this show, was in Nashville. And Davey, what happened?
Ross Chastain surprised everybody. Knocked down a huge statement win at Nashville Superspeedway. He's been running like crap all year, and he hasn't won a race in a year, and it's a big deal, and he runs like crap. Trackhouse needs to get it together. Ross Chastain, they had a sit down with him, and they said, "Go slow, idiot," and then he did, but then he didn't this week. Ross Chastain, who has been fast all season, won a race, to the surprise of apparently a bunch of dipshit podcast makers, except for us. Sorry, Joe.
Okay. I don't care.
I don't care. I'll call them out. They ain't going to listen to this, and if they do, pay the hell attention. Jeff Gluck, Jordan Bianchi, it's not a surprise. Ross Chastain has been fast all season. He led the points for a portion of the season. He had a couple weeks where he wasn't quite as fast. That's about it.
Oh no, he's running 15th like every other guy.
Unreal. Like the discourse on Ross Chastain, like following Darlington, was just a bunch of people who were like, it's just people who looked at Racing Reference and they were like, Eureka! And they just like repeated the same thing over and over again, week after week, like they had discovered like Noah's lost ark. Ross Chastain's fast. He's been fast. Why are we acting like this is a huge deal? He won a race.
I mean,
and he like yes, it's a big deal in the sense of like races are hard to win. Not a big deal like this isn't some grand statement win. He's as fast as he has been.
Maybe not a grand statement win, but
maybe it's a statement
different
to the people who are dumb.
Well, yeah, let's
but like
start there.
To me, it's like MF was fast for a while. He finally got his damn win.
I think the big thing with this win compared to the other two, right, is just the fact that the other two were they weren't as dominant as this one. And even this one, I mean, I think he led 97, 98 laps, 99. It was around 100. He led around a third of the race. And won the pole, which was his first career pole, which he was very emotional after winning. Ross Chastain isn't a crier, but he's a choke up in his voice guy. And even after winning the race, a little emotional, but it was definitely different. And I think that's maybe what people should be pointing at, not the fact that he won, but the way that he won.
Yeah.
Right? Because we haven't seen him do it like this.
Yeah.
I can't even think of a race where he's dominated.
I could maybe argue the 600 from last year, but I wouldn't say he dominated that race. He had the fastest car, and it was apparent. I wouldn't say he dominated.
Right. I mean, it's the same discourse we've had with Ryan Blaney, and will continue to have with Ryan Blaney, which we'll get to him in a moment. But, but yeah, I don't know. I think winning the pole and seeing his emotion after that was striking to me. And then listening to his interview after the race and his emotions in that was weird too. Not weird in like a bad way, because we always talk about don't be weird. But like it was like, I don't know. I think I forget how long he's actually been in NASCAR sometimes, and how long he struggled compared to a lot of these other guys in the Cup Series.
100%.
And that maybe he has more of an appreciation for when he does have success compared to them.
I mean, it shows in his driving style. We've talked about it before. He drives like his ride's on the line. And that's something that was ingrained into him from his early days in the sport. Obviously, I was going a little bit overboard and like it was a little bit of conjecture with some of the comments I was making about like, oh, it's not a statement win. Obviously, it's important to him and it's a statement win for him. I think because those people have been in his ear so much, the people that Joe's for. Oh, was I frozen? Because you were frozen for a second.
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay. Anyway,
I hear you. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, those people obviously would have been in his ear, and he would have been hearing everything that those people were saying. As much as I disagree with him, about he hasn't won a race, blah blah blah, this that the other thing, and like I know he knows, I know Justin Marks knows, and like people who matter to that race team know that they were fast. They know kind of what I said earlier. Obviously, in maybe a nicer way, they knew they had the speed to win races. It's not a surprise that they won, but the fact that they won after all of the discussion and all the back and forth about Ross Chastain and his driving and yada yada, this and the other thing, it was very clear why he was emotional. Very cool that he was emotional. I love that he was like almost didn't have a voice when he got out of the car because he was just screaming over the radio. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. It means a lot to the guy. And even you saying that just now, Joe, he's been in the sport for how long has he been in the sport? And we forget that he only kind of just recently got a big break with a good race team. So I liked it. Good fun. Nashville's a great
Nashville is an amazing racetrack.
That concrete
is something. Unique racetracks, folks. Unique racetracks. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Toyota was quick. We can kind of glance over this, but they didn't win again here at Nashville.
The Fords were.
They
showed up, just about. They weren't very good, were they?
No. The Fords showed up.
I was gonna say
they were there.
They showed up.
They were about what they were before the 600. So
I don't know what's
going
on at the Ford camp, but man, they're like, maybe they're like industry, like they're like a simulator is like off somewhere. Man, they got to get someone in there to check it out because they are like so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's frustrating because like RFK is better than they were last year, right?
Yeah.
So like you can't say that. So that just points you to, okay, well they got better, but obviously Ford hasn't. So
yeah,
I don't know. Ford
you can
won
tell they're
the
being
title
you
last
can tell
year.
RFK. You can tell RFK are being. And you can tell this for Penske too, but you can especially tell RFK because they've improved as a race team. Like you can tell they're being held back by the Manu.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever is ailing all the Fords is holding back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, RFK as a team.
But then a team like Front Row has had a really good year too, with both cars too. So it's just weird.
A good year for them.
Right. I'm not. Yeah. But SHR, man, we'll talk about them. You brought up
Ryan Preece got to P16, baby. Yeah, woo. Yeah,
he was the highest finishing SHR car. I'm pretty sure he was probably the only one on the lead lap. Anyways,
Ryan Preece, baby.
From one Ryan that drives a Ford to the other, Ryan Blaney had a really scary hit.
That was very bad.
Visibly, he even talked about just needed a second to catch his breath after hitting concrete wall, but
why is there a concrete wall there?
Thank you. Car did its job. If you look at the way the car buckled a lot better, they did a good job of NBC did a good job of showing the changes to the chassis that we saw a couple times with Fox at the start of the year. But they had Steve Letarte do a really good breakdown of kind of what bars were changed, what ones were removed, why they were removed. Even talking about there's one bar in the front end of the car that forget if it got removed or it got hollowed out to help it bend more, and you could see that with the way that car did bend up on the front. But yeah, scary because this car is rigid, and that was a concrete wall.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much, but Ryan did not look good in his interview either. It was like obviously there's the radio chatter that like did not sound good, but I don't think he sounded really good in his interview. I hope he is okay, at least on the mend. He is at the very, very least very sore right now. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. So hopefully he's okay for this weekend in Chicago. Because that would be a big race for him to miss, in my opinion. As one of the young marketable stars of the sport, with going to a not new market but a different market, let's call it.
No.
So hopefully he's okay. We're not going to talk too much about injuries, but here's me celebrating because one of my drivers did have a good finish. Eric Jones finished top 10.
Ran well too.
Wheeled that car to a top 10.
Yeah. Unlike Martin Truex, who couldn't wheel his car to a win, Eric Jones
got him.
100% did that. Listen, I've never seen a more like poignant example of what I think about Martin Truex on display than what happened at the end of the damn.
With him not being able to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because okay, aero's a thing, but people were passing cars all day. There were lead changes, and
yeah, his post race is a little weird.
Yeah, that's yeah. In my
Well, he
opinion, Martin
can't
Truex Jr.
pass.
is not a guy that can go up there. I think he couldn't. Martin Truex Jr. is not a guy that can take his second place car and go win with it. If he's in a car that 51 out of 100 drivers can win a race in, he will win the race. If 49 or 50 drivers out of 100 win the race in that car, he doesn't win it. It just is what it is. I don't think he can will a car that is not capable of winning comfortably to winning. Said it before, I'll say it again.
You really wanted to make that point, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
But
Because
you shoehorned it into my little hooray.
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy.
Hooray,
Eric
Legacy
Jones did
got a
good.
good finish.
And Martin Truex Jr. Knows barely any wheel. Sorry, MTJ fans. But hey,
There's a lot of them too.
At least he's got a good car under him, so he'll be sure to win a few more with that Gibbs car.
All right, we good with Cup? You want to move to Xfinity?
Yes. I don't know what.
Anything else? I don't know if you got anything else.
NASCAR's got to stay in Nashville. I don't care what track. I don't care if it's fairgrounds or not. I would love for it to be fairgrounds, but NASCAR's got to stay in Nashville.
Are they talking about leaving?
No, it was a good crowd. There's
Sell
a bunch
out.
of yep. Dirty Mo Live they do their thing in Nashville, and Trackhouse obviously has ties to Nashville, and I think that Nashville would be a good place. Maybe not. I wouldn't say the next Charlotte or anything. I'm not going to be sensationalist about it, but it'd be a really good place to kind of build a second home for NASCAR that isn't Daytona. Because I'm going to be honest, most of Daytona does not care about NASCAR. It's just when traffic happens. So in Nashville, it seems like people care and get behind it, and it's seen as something fun, and it's important.
Well, they do the awards banquet at the end of the year in Nashville now, and so
I just didn't want to leave it understated how cool and important I think Nashville is to the sport.
And that area support 2 races a year. Not at the super speedway, but if you do one at the fairgrounds and one at the super speedway.
Man, I would hope so. I think that's a tough ask. It's a tough ask to get any track to support 2 races, really, right? Like any location.
Yeah. Yeah, unless it's Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Or Daytona, even. But even Daytona struggles.
Daytona does struggle. And Daytona had Daytona kind of had the fact that it was the first race of the season, this Daytona 500, and for a while they had, it's July 4th, come see fireworks, and there's a race happening. And they don't really have that anymore, so it has struggled more recently.
I miss my cool 2 races at my track, though.
I bet you do. No one else does.
Jesus.
What are you going to do, make fun of Daytona? You can't.
No, I can't. You're right.
You can't. I'm good. I'm bulletproof.
You're safe in this one. NBC also fantastic coverage. I was as someone that obviously does the broadcasting stuff, even in our little world that is nowhere near what they do. To see them come on the air and do the first 5 minutes of that show uninterrupted, no gaffes, no just bam, bam, hit after hit after hit after hit was so impressive. And just obviously the NBC coverage of the race is always really good.
Man, it felt like a sports broadcast. It felt like I was watching a professional sporting event on television. And I don't get that. I don't know what Fox gives me, but not that.
Not that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much, but I was very impressed with the start of it. I wanted to mention it.
It was a great broadcast.
Yes. The Xfinity Series was there in Nashville on Saturday. AJ Allmendinger won. Really good race.
Phenomenal race.
Wreckfest, but a good race.
Yep.
It was a fast race.
It was.
OGs will get that. Which, remember, you can catch the Fast Renegade Cup Series this Sunday from the Chicago Street Course live on JTN.
Oh, maybe I'll have to come back to NR and do that. I'm not doing that.
Oof. Yeah, AJ won. Colleague's third win of the year? Fourth win?
Third? I think third. Because they only had AJ won at Coda.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Busch won in that car, right? Didn't he? Or no? Someone did.
Chandler Smith won at Richmond, so that's why
That's right.
But that was the 16. I feel like they won another race, and I don't know where or when. It's bugging me not to know that. But also, they weren't running that good to start the year. But all the Kaulig cars were fast this week. Even Daniel Hemrick, so
Yeah, it's their fourth one of the year. Kyle Larson won in the 10 at Darlington.
That's right. Kyle Larson exists. That's right.
Couldn't remember either, but that dude.
But so they get another win on the year. They've kind of been heating up since Chandler won at Richmond. They've been pretty consistent, especially the 16.
Yeah, AJ had a good run on Sunday too, didn't he?
He did. Did he end up finishing? I think he ended up finishing top 10, at least top 15. He's running top 10 for a lot of the race, though.
He was. He's really good there.
He's really good in the rest of this summer stretch. Like if you look at his numbers last year, and he ran a lot of these races towards the end of the summer because there's a bunch of road courses in there too. He was really good. So watch out because he's top 20 in points too. There's still got an outside shot to point his way in.
Yeah, AJ finished 10th.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Good.
Take those.
Did want to bring up Cole Custer having really weird energy and vibes.
Yeah, he claimed that all the Cup drivers had their cars cheated up, which I don't know how far that's gonna get you. Excuse me. I don't know how far that's gonna get you.
Not back into the Cup Series.
Yeah, especially when Tony Stewart's basically.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Poor kid.
That was nuts, man. That was nuts. I almost felt bad for Cole Custer.
I do feel bad for Cole Custer.
That was nuts, man.
We'll talk about it, but yeah, that was just weird. That was weird from Cole. Like, brother, just go eat some ice cream.
Yeah, that's the solution. Custard, even.
You don't remember that? He used to have a little they did video segments on the SHR YouTube. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't remember.
Okay. Carson Hocevar, that's a weird guy. He won without wrecking somebody on the white flag lap.
About time. Hey, good for him.
He even brought that up in his post race.
Why did you bring that up?
He was like, "Yeah, and I won this one without anything happening at the end." And I'm like, "Thanks for reminding us, Carson."
Why would you say that? Why would you bring that up? Like, if we wanted to, we could make that conclusion.
I think it's a fair thing to think, though. Like, oh man, I won that race. That's great, but did I really win?
Yeah, you don't say that in your interview.
You don't say that in your interview, but
you want a race where none of that happened. You're like, hey, yeah, remember when I junked all these people?
People want stream of consciousness, consciousness, whatever. Right, but Carson Hocevar, he did the thing. He won the truck race. Good for him. Did really well. He is, and he was running good in the Xfinity race too. And then he just, but it seems like he's making a claim for that 8 car at JRM next year.
Yeah, that's kind of would be the
kind of feels like where we're heading.
Logical place where it goes, yeah.
Oh. Because speaking of that 8 car with JRM, on Wednesday got announced. To nobody's surprise, because we've all kind of known it for a while. It's just sounds like they're ironing out details. But Josh Berry was officially announced as the driver of the 4 car to replace Kevin Harvick next year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What a meteoric rise for him.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when everyone was super excited that Josh Berry was getting a shot in Xfinity. I mean, that was, a couple seasons ago? That's very cool. He's coming into a turbulent Stewart-Haas Racing, both performance-wise and all the speculation from that, following that announcement. Which I don't really even know where to start because it ranges from, ownership buy-ins and, manufacturer changes and people leaving, people coming in. Like there's about a million things that I've read about SHR's future that I don't know.
I don't
if
know
any
if
of it's
they
true.
know.
That's a good point.
But let's start with Josh Berry, because obviously you said meteoric rise. Had the part-time schedule in 21, I believe it was.
That's correct, yeah.
And then full-time started last year, and then this year for JRM. Obviously won 2 races in 21, won 2 or 3 races last year, has yet to win this year. But JRM struggled this year. They struggle every other year, though. If you watch them, they'll be really good. They won 15 races last year. They have 1 this year. Where was the brain going? But still had a really solid season, right? It's not like he's running bad or anything. And did really well driving for Hendrick in those fill-in opportunities. And they talked about it, how he viewed it as a tryout for this ride with SHR, first off. But also from SHR's side, and Tony Stewart brought it up, they had a list. Everyone said, no, let's just go for Josh Berry from the onset, which is weird to say out loud if you think about it. But also, showing confidence in your guy that you're hiring. So, flip side.
Showing a lack of confidence in the guy that's in the Xfinity Series for you.
So yeah, it was just it's cool, right? I think at the end of the day, it's cool, right? Another racer is over there at Stewart-Haas Racing, which is the other thing that Tony, and even the tonal shift of their social media, too, in the wake of that, we're racers here. Everyone in this shop is a racer. It's like,
yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
What? Who could you possibly be pointing that towards?
Who? Do you think this is a point at the 2 Xfinity guys? Honestly.
A little bit.
I don't see it as just at, like, them.
Well, not just at them, but I mean, goddamn, Joe. The man said
they're in
I
that
don't
group.
care about race car, rich kids with rich dads or whatever. That is Cole Custer and Riley Herbst. That's both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those dudes.
But it's more. I saw it as more of a attack on the system as a whole, though, not just those two, right? Like you're not disagreeing with that.
Very poorly worded one, if it is. Very poorly worded. Man, I'm really. I tell you what, I'm Tony Stewart, right? This is me. I'm Tony Stewart right here for this press conference. And I tell you what, I care about racers.
Can you slick back your hair?
I tell you what, I like racers. I don't care about these rich kids with rich dads whose names are Cole Custer and Riley Herbst. I don't care about them. I care about racers. I mean, like, what do you want? He basically described their exact situation, and not only just their drivers in the Xfinity Series. Riley Herbst is like, okay, it's Riley Herbst. Cole Custer got removed from his Cup ride for Ryan Preece in a much similar kind of vein. It just went more unsaid, and it feels. Yes, attack on the system. That's fine and dandy. I don't care. If I am Cole Custer, which thank God I'm not. If I'm Cole Custer,
I want out of there.
I'm offended. I mean, yeah. I feel like I can prove myself, but like, what the hell? Like, why am I catching a stray down here? Like I'm doing my best. Blah blah blah. Yet it don't feel good. It's still at you. That's your employer. That's your freaking employer saying that. It's not even like some dude. It's not like it's not like Ricky Rudd got interviewed. Like, and he was like he said some stuff like that. It's not just some dude. It's the guy who kind of pays his bills.
Dude's name's on the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky Rudd's ain't.
Yes. Yeah.
Or whoever Ricky Rudd may be in your heart.
Jimmy Spencer.
Jimmy Spencer.
Can you imagine Spencer probably forgot. Jimmy Spencer in his prime after that Tony Stewart? Could you imagine? Oh, that would have been
I wish
electric
we
TV.
had like I wish we had late 2000s Jimmy Spencer forever. That dude was funny as hell.
But no, he's got to go grow his tomatoes in Pennsylvania or some shit. I don't know.
And become senile.
Well, he at least apologized to Dale, you know?
Yeah. Did you hear that DW or that Dirty Dale Jr. download?
Yeah. No, I know. I know.
It was hard
I enjoyed
not
it. I enjoyed it. Okay. All right. Well,
I enjoyed it, but not probably for the reason some people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I was like, "What the hell is this dude talking about?
well, yeah.
What is this guy on?"
Yeah. No, I get it. If I'm Cole Custer, I want out though. If I can get out,
100%.
I get offered a ride anywhere else, I'm taking it.
100%.
And I'll take my Haas CNC money with me too, because there's a lot of speculation about ownership, even. Because guess who was notably absent at this announcement? Do you know who it is? It wasn't Tony Stewart. It wasn't
Maybe.
Rodney Childress.
Was he in any way related to the Custers? Man, that's weird.
Now, Gene Haas has a lot of things on his plate, right? He has a Formula One team that he runs. He's got Haas CNC, which is the large...
He's got his CNC business.
That is ginormous, right?
Yeah.
But it was a little weird when the guy replacing one of your flagship race car drivers of your team were announcing his replacement and you're not there. It's just weird.
It's I can't wait to hear what comes out with all this SHR stuff.
Hey,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that Adam Stern tweet. Go ahead.
I got a question for you, Davey.
Okay.
Obviously you got a contract with Ford through next year. Or you got a contract with Ford. What's your plans with that?
I would like to announce Josh Berry as the driver of the 4 car for next year, to replace Kevin Harvick. Josh Berry, everybody.
That's
Woo,
not
yeah.
what Tony said. You didn't hear what he said?
I mean,
that's what our contract says. Contracts are hard to break.
Yeah. Well, I was doing what he probably wishes he could have done.
Yeah.
You know when they say like, that's we'll see out our contract and then continue from there. You know what they mean by that. You know what they mean when they bring up the contract coming to an end, or the year that the contract ends. You know. Especially when it's within a couple years. You know.
When you're Stewart-Haas, what is the right path forward when it comes to menu? I know, a difficult question.
If you are Stewart-Haas, I don't think Tony goes to Toyota.
Mm-mm.
I think Toyota is tricky, especially with Legacy already kind of staking their claim in that bandwagon. I think that Chevy makes a lot of sense for that organization, even though it might not. Listen, do they have a right choice? Ford is obviously not working out.
They're all bad choices right now, so that's why you bring in a new manufacturer.
I mean, that was my original thought, but that takes more time than I think they have. You know what I mean? Unless they sit out a season.
Contracts.
I mean, it would have to happen. I mean, it would have to start soon. Like, that process would have to start soon.
All I'm saying, RFK, we found out, I think earlier this year or late last year, that RFK had conversations with Stellantis or FCA or whatever the hell they were called at the time, about getting them back into the sport. So somewhere in Auburn Hills, Michigan, in some secret dark room, in some server, because no one keeps files in a file cabinet anymore, there are plans to go NASCAR racing. If those plans are acted upon is the question, and we all know Dodge left the sport originally because they couldn't find a flagship team. That would get them their flagship team.
It would.
And a pretty big one at that, with a good following.
Also would kind of...
Or any other
I'd be willing to throw my hat into the ring for the Dodge connection, with another team that's kind of been in the news recently, in them Stern bombs, Andretti.
Ooh, you see where I'm going with this.
Oh, I saw it. You brought that up, and you brought up new manufacturer, and I'm looking at Andretti Autosport and the rumors with them. I mean, that's PB&J, man. For something that hasn't happened yet, it's like the most surefire thing that, if a new manufacturer comes in, Andretti Autosports is 100% going to align with them.
Mm-hmm.
Stewart-Haas Racing, I feel like maybe it's a little more complicated. I still think while Chevy isn't a great choice, I still think
that's the best choice.
Chevy is the best one right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, starting your Cup program with two, with one established, decent race team, and Stewart-Haas. Obviously, they've had struggles recently, and known quantity Andretti. Starting with an Andretti. Let's just throw the name out there. It's not a bad start, not a bad look. Will it go wrong? Maybe. Who knows? I sure hope it happens, though. Also, all of the talk with about how, and of course, this is probably just all word of mouth, like, just people saying things.
Nothing.
But all the stuff in the 24 hours of Le Mans, and apparently some menus being interested because of that, some European menus.
Which Dodges.
Which Dodges. And that, honestly, like, that kind of feels a little more like, oh, yeah, what's that? That's pretty cool. Well, here's my number. That's kind of what that kind of feels like. Maybe, I don't think it's as concrete of interest as maybe is being reported, but
all I'm saying is there's a new Charger on the way. No one knows what it's going to look like. It'd be pretty cool to unveil it beside a NASCAR stock car.
That would actually be really dope.
I'm just saying. There's a new Charger on the way. We all know it.
And just in time for the Xfinity Series to turn into a hot hatch series. Cha-ching! Joe has a mouthful, but he's pointing at me vigorously.
Hey, guess what Dodge just... it's a crossover, because that's more likely what the Xfinity Series would be, as a crossover series.
I hate that, though. I want a hot hatch series, but still.
Guess who just unveiled their new crossover this year? Dodge. Anyways. I want
Dodge
Hornet...
hatch and crossover series, but just combine them.
There aren't hot hatches anymore, though. Like, none of the current manufacturers... I guess Toyota probably has one.
Toyota has the Corolla hatch.
Right.
Ford still does the Focus, yeah?
Nope. And Chevy doesn't have the Cruze, so...
Yeah, but that's stupid.
American automakers don't make sedans anymore.
That's annoying. Bring back the hot hatch.
Here comes a Civic Type R versus a Corolla.
I mean, does that not sound free? First of all, and the best part is it'd be a rear wheel drive Civic Type R.
Mm-hmm.
I love the look of the new Corolla hatch. Like, it would, oh man.
Yeah,
let them submit both. Let them do both. If they want to do a crossover, they can. If Toyota wants to do the new Corolla hatch, let them do it.
Can you imagine they have to like scale up the Corolla hatch so it's the same size as the crossovers? The proportions on that thing would look so dumb.
I would feel like you'd have to scale down the 4x4, right? Because I mean,
yeah,
how's that
that's
gonna
probably
race,
what
man?
you would do. But
yeah,
I was choosing the funnier option in my head.
yeah. I mean, I don't support the 4x4 idea, and I know American manufacturers don't.
I hate
make hot
crossovers
hatches anymore. I just don't think the crossover thing.
I hate crossover. I hate how everyone wants an SUV. I can go on a tangent if you'd like. I won't go on it. Based off of that,
we'll keep it short.
Nervous.
Here, I'll start a timer.
All right, how much time do I got?
I'll show you.
Okay. Oh, I get to see the timer while I'm talking?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Just like speech class.
Can you see it? It's gonna be 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Oh wow, that's a lot of time. All right, here we go. American automakers, listen. We know you love crossovers. You love them because you can use one common platform to make a bunch of cars and you can rebadge the hell out of everything. Guess what? We're smarter than that. We're not idiots. We're going to buy the cheapest one we can. We're Americans. That's what we do. So instead of giving us the godforsaken same freaking race car out there on the track, like, maybe what you should do is build something unique. You know, maybe you don't discontinue your sedans. I don't know. Maybe you build a car that's actually fuel efficient instead of trying to make these monstrosities of electric cars that weigh 10,000 pounds. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. What do I know? Nothing. Anyways, a big thank you has to go out to the U.S. government for incentivizing fuel mileage based off of weight of vehicle. That caused a lot of American automakers to go towards larger vehicles because guess what, Davey?
What's that?
They can skate around emission standards because the vehicle's heavier so we can get less miles per gallon with our big truck. And also, Americans, why do we all need trucks? You live in rural, or you don't even live in a rural setting. You live in downtown Detroit or Chicago or New York. Why do you need a truck? Area. You don't need a truck. You don't need a truck. Not everyone needs a truck.
1 minute.
Anyways, I know the American dream is very important to all of you Americans out there, but do not let that American dream continue to contain these God-forsaken crossovers. They are not unique. They are not special. And every single one looks like your mom's RAV4. Again, thank you so much for listening to this tangent. We now resume our regularly scheduled Fake Racers podcast.
Wow, with 30 seconds to spare on the dot. Anything else you want to add?
I hate crossovers. But I'd buy a Dodge Hornet RT because it's kind of cool because Dodge is just stupid when they do. They're not stupid, they're crazy. Difference. Anyways.
Okay, we got 10 seconds.
Davey, it has push to pass. That's the only reason I'm buying it, because it has push to pass.
We're done with that. We're done with that. We're done with that segment.
Yep. We're heading to Chicago this weekend for the Chicago Street Course.
Oh, no, you're going to Chicago. Be careful. Hey, look, I'm an idiot spotter.
I can't wait for them to be talking about, like, oh man, didn't you see all the needles on the ground everywhere along the street? Like, go to a freaking city for once. Oh, downtown Charlotte isn't like that. Yeah, because you're in downtown middle of Charlotte. Of course it's not like that. Every city's like that. God, people are stupid. People are so stupid.
There are 100% areas of Charlotte that are like that. Like Sugar Creek is not that far from like downtown or I guess uptown Charlotte. Sorry, excuse me. And like there are areas around there that are very much like that. Oh, wait, that's crazy. Cities, sometimes they have bad areas. Huh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's real crazy that they're like that.
Sorry that we can't all live on 6 acres of land growing up.
Yeah, sorry I don't have to get in my truck to go check the mail.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's going to be fine.
It'll be fine.
It's funny, though, to see everyone freaking out because they don't...
Like like the second they kind of get like into real suburban, they're just like, whoa, we're a little too urban here, guys.
A little
I'm
too
getting a little
liberal for my
scared.
liking.
I'm getting, jeez, Joe. Wow, the
Whoa.
political take.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh, got him.
How are we gonna come back from this?
Or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's frustrating because it's NASCAR trying to do something new, and
it's kind of cool. NASCAR's doing a street course. That's kind of cool. I don't care. It's kind of cool. Will it be a mess?
yeah,
Guess what? I don't know, and you don't know either. So don't say no. Yeah. Bless you.
Thank
you. You were so embarrassed by that you had to go sneeze it out. No one knows. Be open to it. I don't understand why we got to be so mad for trying new things.
I wonder what hotels they have them staying in. Because there's hotels right there by the course. I wonder if like some of them are like, yeah, we're staying in the hotels right by the racetrack. I'm not leaving the racetrack.
Some of them had to have brought their motorhome or something, right? It's not. Chicago isn't so far west that they wouldn't bring a motorhome. I don't know if there's a spot or not for them.
I don't know where you'd put a motorhome.
I mean, they could have gone somewhere. Maybe, I don't know.
Like, I don't know where they're putting the haulers because they're in a park. So, I'd have to look at the layout again, and I don't feel like actually. You know what? Now I'm gonna do it.
God damn. Joe, I was just gonna do a whole thing where I was like, "Hey, you want to know the good news, though?
We
don't have to worry about that because we're not driving motorhomes or haulers."
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to the hauler drivers.
Yeah, shout out to the hauler drivers. You deserve a big shout out because it is gonna suck. They don't have any. They don't have like any areas that look like they're set up for where the motorhomes are gonna be. I'm trying to figure out where the garage is. Don't know where the garage is either. That's cool. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, no, when I went to Chicago, I was at the Congress Plaza Hotel, which is right there on Michigan Avenue, which is where there's that weird little like half circle in the track off of turn 7. So that would be like a really cool place if you had a hotel room in there because you'd be able to see the whole track. But you can see the whole park. That's where they should put the spotters. Just honestly, just let them spot from the hotel rooms. Then they won't care then. Believe it or not, they probably wouldn't care.
Be scared for their safety.
If you just let them spot from the hotel rooms. I'm serious.
I know.
They wouldn't even have to leave, and they'd be able to see everything. Like they'd be fine. You
hang out on their balcony.
Yeah. Well, there aren't balconies.
Well, just hang out at the window.
Yeah. It's perfect. Put like 4 in each room.
I don't.
He's got like 40 rooms booked in this hotel with sights over the racetrack for the spotter.
If you slip a NASCAR official a 50, they give you the corner room.
You get room service in the middle of the race.
Why do you even need spotters for a street course? Just race, idiots.
You don't even need spotters. What a useless job.
I understand spotters for ovals. Let me be clear. Very important for ovals. And like just general speedway racing. Maybe not the most important thing for a street course.
Yeah. No, it's just fun. It's fun to say stupid stuff, you know?
Yeah, and they love doing that, those spotters.
Yeah, they do. But the Xfinity and Cup Series is here. Remember, originally it was supposed to be an IMSA series on Saturday.
I wonder what happened to that.
But Xfinity is here. Who do you have taking home the victory in the Xfinity Series? Who has street racing experience that could possibly be in the Xfinity Series field?
Hold on. We're going to the entry list right now because I don't know off the top of my damn head.
Might be someone in the 10 car. Might be worth picking.
I'm sure. Probably Jordan. Is it Jordan? No, it isn't.
No.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Who is it? I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. Hold on. Give me a break. I don't
know. I'm not.
care.
I'm not. I'm just. I want you to see it.
It just says. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's him. And he's good. He's been pretty decent in Trans Am too.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Marks for those.
If you don't pick him, I'm gonna pick him. So I can just pick him if you want.
I'm gonna go Alex LeBay for the culture.
He's in the 52.
36. Oh no, 35.
35. Alex LeBay, and I'm gonna take Justin Marks because that's fun.
That is fun.
Your boy Jimmy's in this race.
Yeah.
Shane Van Gisberg's in this race.
I gotta go Van Gizzy for the Cup race.
All right, fair enough.
Just like once again for the culture.
I'm gonna take Daniel Suarez. I don't know why, but I feel like after we didn't even talk about him, but whatever he was doing at the end of the Cup race to go.
That's right.
To go.
Well, no. First of all, what was Chase Briscoe doing?
Chase Briscoe was actually passing cars for the first time in that race all day. So
yeah, maybe you wanted to know what it felt like. But yeah, Chase Briscoe was like 3 lanes off of everybody up top and just gunning it around the outside. Daniel Suarez is like, oh, there's the homie. Fucking just gets cleaned out. Destroys his toe link after the checkered flag. The thing's crab walking. Oh my god.
What are you doing, Daniel Suarez? You idiot. I don't like Chase Briscoe, but man, I don't know what Blood was doing, you know?
I don't know what he was doing. I can't support that.
But yeah, that's the show for this week. Davey, you want to talk about Monday Night Racing or?
Yeah, first race was this tonight. Would probably have just gotten done with it and we'd be starting the show right now if I didn't have silly stuff happen. But I'll talk about it. I'm not as angry as I was about it earlier. I was very angry earlier. Had a good qualifying run. Qualified 11th, just outside the top 10. Kind of ran most of the first run before the first yellow, like 11th, 12th-ish. Just kind of biding time, keeping the tires under it. I tried to go a little bit harder once we kind of got back to green flag after that. And my tires were getting hot, so I was kind of chilling, running kind of like middle, just letting off early. I kind of fell back to about 14th. I was on the outside coming into turn 1. Toyota development driver brain drain student Corey Heim wrecked someone from up front, and I'm running the top, and I'm coming into the corner seeing the smoke, and my brain is, and I've said this to Joe, I'm going to probably tell the story exactly as I told it before. I'm kind of like looking at him sliding up top. He still has like enough momentum going like around the racetrack to keep him up top. And so I'm like, sure, yeah, okay, he's going to slide down. I'm up top. He's going to slide down. I'm up top. He's going to slide down. And he's not sliding down. Like he's just there still. And I'm like looking dead at him at this point. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. So I'm like, once again, I'm on the brakes as hard as I can be. Those cars are super light, so you lock up the brakes super easy, especially in the middle of the corner like that. And I am on the binders, bringing it low. I come down 3 lanes, and he has followed me all 3 lanes. Pile drive the poor guy. Looked really dumb, even though I know there's nothing I could do. It looked really dumb. Very, very, very frustrating start for the Monday Night Racing stuff. But I got a pretty decent break before the next one. It's at a track that I will actually enjoy. I believe it's Chicagoland. Don't quote me on that. But I do believe it's Chicagoland.
Not the Chicago Street Course.
Not the Chicago Street Course. It's all 1.5 mile ovals and Auto Club, I think. I can double check right now.
While he's doing that, folks would like to remind. You got it?
No, not yet.
Into your mic. You can't lean into your mic when you're not going to say anything.
Sorry.
Reminder, folks, if you want to get more from Davey, at Davey Hazard, at D7H5, and at D7H5 with an ER at the end on Twitch. He's still looking.
Okay, yeah. The next race is July 17th at Chicagoland. Then it's July 31st, Fontana, and then round out the season at Miami, August 14th. Those are all tracks that I'm way more confident in. I actually won a Fontana official race about a month or so back. So just glad I'm done with Charlotte, even though it kind of ended in a crappy way and it sucks and I'm upset. And, that's racing, unfortunately. And as long as they don't kick me out for looking real stupid, even though it wasn't stupid, it just looked real stupid. As long as they don't kick me out, I'll be back and I'll be faster than I was before. So.
Well, now you got a little video to explain what happened,
Yeah, I can provide.
Just probably cut some of it out, or I
don't know. Yeah. Oh man.
But,
anyway,
folks, remember, if you want to stay up to date with us, you can follow at Fake Racers on Twitter, as well as at Johto Network on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, you can make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube at JTN2 and at Johto Network. And also make sure you're following us on your preferred podcast platform if you're listening. We can't thank you folks enough, as always, for listening, for watching. Hope you enjoy the Chicago Street Race this weekend. This is the most abrupt ending we've ever done. With all that being said, we're always here at JTN. Thank you so much for listening this week. We'll see you guys next week on the Fake Racers podcast. Bye.